strong passwords work? What makes a password strong? To answer that question, we're going to take a look at how websites, accounts, and passwords get compromised. There are several ways for someone to get unauthorized access to one of your accounts, but the simplest is for them to simply guess your password. All your friends are using Scroller, the next big thing in social media. You're worried about someone hacking into your new account and impersonating you. The password you chose was at least 8 characters long. If it takes a hacker 5 seconds per guess, how long do you think it would take them to try every possible 8-character password? That's right. It sounds like we're safe from someone just manually guessing your password, as long as you didn't choose something obvious like password. What might a hacker do to speed this process up? A. Write a script to automate password guessing. B. Break into your house to find your password on a post-it note. C. Employ a psychic to read your mind. As you know, A is correct. A computer can guess passwords millions of times faster than a human. Thankfully, most websites like Scroller would lock out a hacker after just a few wrong guesses. Hackers have stolen a table of all usernames and passwords. What does this mean for your account? Let's take a look at some of the passwords in Scroller's password table. All of the passwords seem unusually long and random. Why do you think that might be? Scroll, like almost all other websites, applies a hash function to passwords before storing them. Let's learn how hash functions work. Let's see how this table was generated. The username is stored the same way as it was entered, but the password is not. Why do you think websites store passwords in this way? Right, to improve security. Storing hashed passwords makes it harder for hackers to access your account. A hash function is an algorithm that takes one string of characters and outputs another called the hash. In Scroller's password table, your password is the input to the hash function and the hash password is the output. The key thing about the algorithm is that it's irreversible. It's easy to turn a password into the hashed version, but almost impossible to determine the original password even if you know exactly how the algorithm works. After an account is created and the password is hashed, who can see what the original password was? Right. Nobody can see it. Since you can't convert a hashed password back to plain text, nobody can see the original password. The hash has made our password much more secure. When you log into Scroller, how do they check if your password is correct? Convert the hashed password back to your actual password and compare it with the password you entered. Apply the hash algorithm to the password you entered and compare that to the stored hashed password. Explanation. Converting a hashed password back to your original password isn't possible. Therefore, the website must convert the password you enter into a hashed version to compare it with the stored password. A table of hashes is much less useful to a hacker than a table of passwords in plain text. However, most websites use common and publicly available hash algorithms. With the right hash algorithm, hackers can use the hash table to guess passwords far more efficiently than guessing against the website. Now that you've cracked a user's password, you can log into their Scroller account. Why is it so much more efficient to guess against a hash table than trying to log into the website directly? Guesses can be checked against passwords for every user of the site at once. The rate of guessing can be faster without having to wait for the site to respond. The hacker won't get locked out for making too many wrong guesses. All of them are right. With the right algorithm, a simple script, and some computing power, a hacker should be able to make thousands or even millions of password guesses per second and check them against every Scroller user simultaneously. Which of these passwords do you think would be most vulnerable to a hacker with a hash table? We will find the answer at the end of video. Once a hacker has the password hash function in hash table, they still have to guess the original password before checking it against the hash table. Which accounts they're able to access depends on the strength of the password. Let's analyze what makes a password strong. Let's imagine our password is a random 4-digit number, such as 6105. How many possible 4-digit passwords like this exist? 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. There are 10,000 ways you can arrange 4 digits 0 through 9,999. A hacker can guess every one of these passwords in next to no time. The number of possible equivalent passwords is the best measure of a password's strength, or how hard it is to guess, and 10,000 is nowhere near enough. By how much does the number of equivalent passwords increase if we add one additional digit to our 4-digit password? It increases by 25%. It doubles. It increases by a factor of 10. Change the password length on this password generating tool to see how long it would take to guess all digit-only passwords of this length at 1 million guesses per second. If a hacker is guessing 1 million passwords per second, how long would it take to guess all 7-digit passwords? Less than 1 second. Around 10 seconds. Around 10 hours. How could you make a password harder to guess without increasing the number of digits? Use a wider variety of characters. Avoid repeating the same digit. Right. Using digits 09, lowercase letters AZ, and uppercase letters AZ gives us 62 characters, which means there are 62 power of n possible passwords for alphanumeric passwords of length n. How many characters does an alphanumeric password need to have to be as strong as a 9-digit, numbers-only password? Toggle between digits only and alphanumeric passwords to compare how long each takes to guess at a rate of 1 million guesses per second. How many alphanumeric characters does a password need to survive for more than a year? Eight alphanumeric characters would take a long time to guess, which is why many websites have password rules like must be 8 characters long and contain a mix of uppercase, lowercase, and numbers. But there's a problem with this approach. Which of these 2 passwords do you think would be easier to guess? Which is a better description of excellent one? 9 random letters and 1 random digit. A dictionary word with a digit on the end. That's right. There are about 20,000 common English words and 10 digits, which gives only 200,000 passwords in this format. A hacker can guess every possible password like this in less than a second. That doesn't mean putting whole words in your password is a bad idea, but you'll need more than one of them to make a strong password. Compare the strength of word-based passwords to digit and alphanumeric passwords. If you use a strong enough password and don't reuse it on different sites, your account should be secure even against a hacker with access to the password table. Review and reflect. Hashed password storage does a lot to protect your password privacy, but unless you choose a password with a long guess time, your accounts will still be vulnerable.
Subscribe now.